power, fortune, and danger. From lavish villas to private islands, their lives were as extravagant as they were dangerous. Curious about how these infamous figures built their underground empires? Stay tuned for mind-blowing facts about top 8 the richest mafia bosses in the world, plus a surprise at the end, don't know. Number 8 is the journey of Matteo Messina Denaro. Matteo Messina Denaro, a name that once shook Europe with his influence, mysterious lifestyle, and the huge scale of the empire he built over decades. Born in Sicily, Matteo belongs to the next generation of a famous family in the region, where he grew up with complex and secretive operating rules. From his teenage years, Matteo quickly built a name for himself thanks to his intelligence, acumen, and outstanding ambition. With his sophisticated management skills, he gradually rose to become a powerful figure, gradually expanding his network of operations and building a massive empire covering many fields. Matteo Messina Denaro did not limit his activities to Sicily but also expanded internationally, building an underground empire with huge assets. For decades, he and his associates have invested in many different fields, from real estate, renewable energy, to international investment funds. Later investigations revealed the scale of his vast fortune. Typical of the raids by the Italian authorities over the years, in 2008, the authorities seized assets worth $756 million, including the 12 large enterprises, 220 luxury real estate, and dozens of high-value land plots. In 2010, the authorities continued to seize an additional $1.6 billion worth of assets, including 43 wind and solar energy companies and 98 other luxury real estate. In 2018, another extensive investigation continued to lead to the seizure of assets worth $1.6 billion from a related investment fund with a portfolio of assets including luxury villas, high-end resorts, a 21-meter yacht, and many international real estates, stretching from Tunisia to Morocco. Matteo Messina Denaro is unlike any other leader. He is known for his fashionable style, love of luxury cars, high-end watches, and often appears with a stylish fashion sense. These images make him a mysterious figure and a model of style in the underworld. Despite living in secrecy, Matteo still runs all activities from behind the scenes, leaving no trace of his whereabouts. For nearly 30 years, he has been dubbed the Ghost, the one who always operates everything without anyone knowing. Although he was once one of the most elusive figures, Matteo's journey finally ended in January 2023, when he was arrested at a high-end medical facility in Sicily while undergoing medical treatment. This event shocked public opinion, marking the end of a period of underground activities that lasted for 3 decades. Matteo Messina Denaro's story is not only a story of power and wealth, but also a reminder of profound lessons related to perseverance in law enforcement. Investigations spanning decades have proven that no matter how well a person hides, truth and justice will eventually speak. What do you think about Matteo Messina Denaro's underground empire and his decades-long run from justice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Power and wealth have brought Griselda Blanco to the top, but the price to pay is not small. Next, let's explore a daring tycoon who turned an entire island into an impregnable fortress, Carlos Lehder. Number 7 is Griselda Blanco, the queen of billion-dollar underworld. Griselda Blanco was not only a powerful woman in the shadowy business world, she was also a major influence in the 1980s, a period when the streets of Miami witnessed the rapid development of an unorthodox industry. With strong leadership, she built a billion-dollar empire, making her one of the most prominent women in the underworld at that time. Born in Colombia in 1943, Griselda's childhood was a series of days facing adversity. But with great ambition and acumen, she quickly made her mark and contributed to the development of a large commercial network. Entering the U.S. market, Griselda seized the opportunity and helped Miami become one of the major centers in this industry. In addition to her influence in the market, Griselda is also famous for her lavish lifestyle and huge assets. A $10 million mansion in Miami with a large swimming pool, luxurious gardens, and a state-of-the-art security system. A fleet of private planes, including a $12 million Gulfstream EA, designed with unique features for international travel. A luxury yacht worth $8 million, where she holds private meetings and lavish parties. An expensive jewelry collection, including million-dollar diamonds and rare jewelry from Colombia. All of this shows that, unlike other figures, Griselda used her success to build a life marked by power and luxury. Even after her arrest in 1985, Griselda maintained her influence for the next 20 years. After her release in 2004, she chose to live a more private life, but her influence and legacy continue to inspire films, documentaries, and lessons about social development in the context of the informal economy. However, her illustrious career also ended in a surprising event in 2012. This was an end to the story of a powerful woman who made history in the turbulent underworld. The story of Griselda Blanco is not only a story of power and wealth, but also a reminder of the rise, lessons from life choices, and the lasting impact that major events can have on society. This is a chapter in history that we can learn from, understand more about how society once operated, and draw many valuable lessons. Carlos Lehder built an empire that defied all, but no one can escape justice forever. And now let's move on to Viktor Bout, the globally infamous dark merchant. Number 6 is Carlos Lehder, the daring billionaire and his challenging business empire. Carlos Lehder is not only a brilliant businessman in the unorthodox world, but also a man who built a daring and lavish business empire. Emerging in the turbulent 1980s, Lehder was one of the first to come up with the groundbreaking idea of using private jets to transport goods quickly and efficiently, which helped him gain great power in the market and build a multi-billion-dollar fortune. Born in Armenia, Colombia, Lehder came from a humble family, but his ambition quickly led him into the unorthodox world of business. During his time in the US, Lehder met his partner George Jung, and the two came up with a game-changing idea. Instead of relying on old routes, they optimized the supply chain by operating private jets to transport goods into the US, significantly increasing revenue and profits. The centerpiece of Lehder's business was Norman's Cay, a private island in the Bahamas that he turned into a lavish and impregnable fortress. The $4.5 million island at the time became the site of business meetings and top-notch entertainment. Here, Lehder built a 1,000-meter runway, beachfront villas, a mini golf course, and luxury entertainment areas. Not stopping there, Lehder also invested in a modern security system to ensure absolute privacy for his operations. Lehder's success is not only reflected in his business empire but also in the lavish lifestyle he pursues. He owns a fleet of more than 30 aircraft, ranging from small planes like Cessna to a $12 million Gulfstream G, designed with high-end interiors and luxury minibars. In addition, Lehder has a special passion for luxury yachts. One of the most prominent yachts he owns is a 50-meter vessel worth $7 million, where he hosts large parties and meets business partners. On land, Lehder invests heavily in real estate with a series of expensive properties, a $5 million villa in Medellin with a swimming pool and a large garden, a luxury apartment in Miami Beach worth $3 million, where he often entertains guests. His car collection included a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Porsche 911 Turbo, and many classic models worth millions of dollars. Lehder was not content with just business. He also dreamed of building political influence. With a radical vision, he used part of his fortune to fund political movements in Colombia and had ambitions to build a government that would support his business goals. However, Lehder's relentless ambition made him a target for many law enforcement agencies. After a long period of hiding, he was arrested in 1987 in a major operation between the US and Colombian governments. Lehder's arrest was a major blow to his empire, although his allies, including other prominent figures in the market, continued to operate. Carlos Lehder's story is a sobering lesson in creativity, ambition, and the costs of taking big risks. Lehder has made his mark as a game changer, but his story is also a reminder of what happens when ambition gets out of control. Despite operating in the shadows with a billion-dollar weapons empire, Viktor Bout eventually could not escape the clutches of the law. From here, let's explore Mr. Kali, a master strategist with ingenious bribes. Number 5 is Viktor Bout, the Merchant of Darkness. He didn't just trade weapons. Viktor Bout built a trading network that shook the world. Known as the Merchant of Darkness, Bout became one of the world's most prolific arms dealers, with an estimated fortune of $6 billion before his arrest in 2008. Bout's empire spanned not only continents but also troubled regions where factions vied for power. But Bout's journey is more than just a story about weapons. It's a complex tale of ambition, manipulation, and sophisticated strategies that helped him build one of the most notorious arms trafficking networks in history. Viktor Bout's journey began with the collapse of the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union's vast arsenal fell into the hands of the black market, Bout, with his military logistics experience, quickly saw a golden opportunity. He set up a global shipping network, using old planes to transport goods, creating a fast and flexible network. This allowed Bout to develop his own business model. As long as his customers had money, he would find a way to ship goods anywhere in the world. Viktor Bout's network stretched from Africa, the Middle East to South America. However, what made him stand out was his ability to operate in sensitive areas. Bout was allegedly involved in supplying weapons to many unstable regions from Angola to Liberia, where persistent conflicts had left many people suffering. But to run such a vast empire, Bout needed more than just a network of arms. He set up front companies, used fake documents, and even expanded into commercial shipping, making everything look like legitimate transactions. This allowed Bout to evade scrutiny for years while continuing to profit from troubled regions. Despite avoiding the eyes of authorities, Bout lived a life of luxury, with real estate, businesses, and other valuable assets around the world. But in 2008, his luck seemed to run out. A sting operation orchestrated by US authorities marked a turning point in Bout's career. When he agreed to meet with undercover agents to negotiate an arms sale, Bout was arrested in Thailand. After a trial and extradition, Bout was convicted of providing material support to illegal organizations and sentenced to 25 years in prison in 2012. Despite his incarceration, Bout's name and the story of his network remain a central theme in discussions of the underground economy and international trade. Viktor Bout is more than just a name in the underground world. He represents the intersection of economics, power, and the complexities of global transactions. It is a reminder of the influence of underground businesses and their impact on the global economy. What do you think makes Viktor Bout one of the world's most notorious arms dealers? Share your thoughts in the comments. Gilberto built his empire through clever strategies and underground connections. But from the top, he also faced his downfall. Continue to explore Khun Sa, king of the Golden Triangle. Number 3 is Gilberto Rodriguez Orejuela, the billionaire and the fall of a secret empire. Gilberto Rodriguez Orejuela didn't just build an organization, he built a global financial empire worth billions of dollars. As the co-founder of the Cali Cartel, one of the most powerful organizations in history, Gilberto amassed an estimated fortune of $3 billion at its peak. In contrast to the violent approach of some other secret organizations, Gilberto and his brother Miguel took a more entrepreneurial approach. Instead of waging war, they bribed, built relationships with politicians, law enforcement, and even influenced elections. This earned them the nickname the Gentlemen of Cali. But behind the elegant exterior was a complex underground network that used strategic tactics to maintain power and wealth. In the 1980s, as the US market became saturated, Gilberto turned his sights to the European market, allying with international partners, including European underground organizations, to expand his influence. This helped the Cali Cartel become an organization that controlled 80% of the global market, bringing in billions of dollars in profits each year. But Gilberto did not stop there. He invested heavily in legal areas to launder money and increase his power, from banking, real estate to large drugstore chains. The huge profits were cleverly reinvested, creating a complex financial network that was almost impenetrable. The success in building a global network helped Gilberto Rodriguez Orejuela own the most luxurious properties, a $1 million villa in Cali, with a swimming pool, tennis court, and state-of-the-art security system, a $5 million luxury condo in Miami Beach, where he regularly entertained guests and held secret meetings, an impressive collection of cars, including a $500,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, a Ferrari Testarossa, and a Lamborghini Countach, each worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A fleet of private jets, ranging from light aircraft to a $10 million Gulfstream G, equipped with high-end furnishings and a luxury minibar. Gilberto sought not only to amass wealth, but also to build a network of political influence. His buy instead of fight strategy helped him maintain power for years, even influencing Colombian politics at the national level. However, no power is permanent. In 1995, after a years-long investigation, Gilberto was finally arrested in a massive raid on his mansion. Police found him hiding behind a secret wall, a symbolic end for a man who ran an empire from behind the scenes. Gilberto Rodriguez Orejuela's story is a testament to how intelligence and strategy can build an empire. But it's also a reminder that no one can escape consequences forever. Khun Sa was once the most powerful tycoon in Southeast Asia, but even his empire could not last forever. And finally, meet Dawood Ibrahim, one of the richest and most mysterious tycoons in the world. Number 2 is Khun Sa, the billion-dollar empire and the Golden Triangle power strategy. Deep in the jungles of Southeast Asia, where the borders of Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos intersect, lies an underground economic hub once known as the Golden Triangle, one of the hottest spots in the history of informal economic trade. Here, amidst the chaos, a figure emerged who shocked the world, Khun Sa, the so-called Golden Triangle King. From the 1960s to the 1990s, Khun Sa built and ran a complex economic network worth billions of dollars. He was known for his strategic ability, his sense of power, and his ability to maintain dominance through both political and economic alliances. At the height of his power in the 1980s and 1990s, Khun Sa's fortune was estimated to be between $5 billion and $10 billion, a staggering figure that reflected the extent of his influence beyond Southeast Asia. But what made Khun Sa special was not just his underground economic wealth. He was also a master at diversifying his assets and investing in legitimate sectors to expand his influence, from real estate, mining, to transportation. These moves helped him consolidate his power in the region and avoid the scrutiny of international forces. Khun Sa was not just a chain operator but an ambitious strategist. He ran a sophisticated supply chain in the Golden Triangle, controlling the entire system, from the production of goods to the transportation and distribution. With clever tactics, he created an almost impregnable economic network. Unlike many other figures in the history of the underground economy, Khun Sa built a lavish lifestyle not only from direct profits but also by investing in legitimate assets. He owned hundreds of hectares of land in Myanmar and Thailand, where he built luxurious villas, fortified bases, and residential complexes to ensure his safety. His means of transportation also reflect his extravagance, with imported models such as Mercedes-Benz, Toyota Land Cruisers, and Lexus LX, all upgraded to ensure security when traveling through difficult terrain. In addition, Khun Sa also owns small planes and uses boats to transport goods along river routes. This is part of his strategy to avoid detection by international control forces. One of Khun Sa's smartest moves was to diversify his assets through legitimate businesses, helping him avoid undue international attention. He invested in farms, mining, real estate, and transportation companies in the region. These investments not only helped him legitimize part of his assets, but also solidified his economic and political influence in Myanmar and neighboring countries. By building legitimate businesses, Khun Sa created a dual circle of influence, holding underground economic power while expanding his presence in legitimate business sectors. But no empire lasts forever. By the early 1990s, Khun Sa began to face increasing pressure from international organizations and foreign governments. Attacks on major routes, combined with internal conflicts, began to shake the once untouchable empire. In 1996, in a surprise move, Khun Sa decided to surrender to the Myanmar government. But instead of facing severe punishment, Khun Sa reached a deal that allowed him to retire in luxury, away from prosecution, and live out the rest of his life in Yangon, Myanmar's capital. Khun Sa's story offers valuable lessons about intelligence, power strategy, and the ability to build a diverse economic network. By exploiting regional instability and building a robust supply chain, he rose to become one of the most powerful figures in Southeast Asia in the 20th century. But it is also a reminder that no power lasts forever. Whether you have billions of dollars or global connections, factors like international pressure and internal strife can undermine any empire. Dawood Ibrahim expanded his underground empire from Mumbai to the world, but this power also came with countless dangers. What do you find most shocking in the stories of these tycoons? Number 1 is Dawood Ibrahim. From the streets of Mumbai to a billion-dollar global empire. More than just a name in the underworld, Dawood Ibrahim has become a power icon with an estimated fortune of $6.7 billion, amassed through a complex network of underground businesses, smuggling and investments in various sectors. Born in 1955 in Mumbai's Dongri neighborhood, Dawood's journey from a difficult childhood to a global empire is a story of ambition, strategy, and power. As a teenager, Dawood soon found himself in the dangerous corners of the city. But it was the loss of his older brother Shabir in the early 1980s that changed his life forever. Determined to protect his family and consolidate his position, Dawood gradually expanded his influence, laying the foundation for D Company, work that would become one of the most powerful organizations in the history of the underworld. Not stopping in Mumbai, D Company gradually expanded its influence globally. Dawood built strong relationships with other networks, from tycoons in Afghanistan to organizations in Europe and the Middle East. Thanks to activities such as international transactions, real estate investments, and transportation businesses, this network quickly grew into a giant corporation, earning billions of dollars. Not only stopping at traditional business, D Company also expanded its activities into areas with great impact such as underground investment, participating in sports betting, especially in cricket, a huge profitable field. With a huge fortune, Dawood owns many real estates across Asia and beyond. According to many reports, he is living in a luxurious villa in Karachi, Pakistan, with amenities such as a private swimming pool, tennis court, and high-end gym. Not only that, he is also said to have connections with big businesses to maintain cash flow and consolidate power. Smart investments and a diverse business network have helped Dawood not only maintain but also expand his influence despite always being on the international wanted list. One of the most controversial events in Dawood's career was the allegations related to the 1993 incident in Mumbai, an incident that left profound effects on the city and the region. This event brought Dawood's name to the attention of the world. Despite facing numerous allegations and international arrests, Dawood Ibrahim has maintained his position of power for more than 3 decades, but making many curious about how he maintains his empire. What do you find most shocking about the lives of the world's richest mafia bosses? Was it their billion-dollar empires, extravagant lifestyles, or the way they operated in the shadows? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more mind-blowing stories about the world's most powerful and infamous figures. Thanks for watching.